The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $100 bonus funds. We use promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Wednesday morning, October. We're in October now. October 1st, around 11 a.m. Eastern.
Spooky.
Are you a big Halloween guy?
I have kids, so I have to be. But yeah, I am. Like, honestly, like if you're not, Halloween's when you get to like hook up with people in costumes, man.
I don't think I've really done anything in my entire life for Halloween besides like college. I don't think I really did anything for that. But either way, point is, it is spooky season, so get ready for some baseball. But either way, we are changing the format slightly for this show. Only 2 props each instead of 3. Bit difficult when you have less games and we don't know who's actually in the lineup, and pitchers are now at 14.5 outs. It's pretty tough to actually find a lot of value on some props. And there's also a bunch of juice now for the unders for me personally. So not exactly, I'd say, as easy as it was in the regular season to find a lot of value. But either way, show's going to go on. Adam, how's it going with you? We're officially 1 day into the postseason. What's up?
Nothing, but I see my guy Sheffield Shuffler in there at Sheffield Bets. Shuffler Bets. I want to make sure I get it right because he's awesome. Hold on. Time out. Because this is really important. Let me
wait. What are you looking up?
One of the comments.
Yeah, it says Sheffield Shuffler.
Yeah, but I want to make sure I get his name right. So it's okay. Look, so here's what it is. It's at Sheffield Shuff. Okay. Anyway, he knows what he's talking about and stuff. I see Trevor in there who never knows what he's talking about, and Jason. But yeah, the game ones were what I expected game ones to be. Game ones, look, guys, here's the thing. When you expand a playoff format to get more teams in. You
get some bad teams in there.
Yeah. So we're not even bad teams. It's just like fringe teams like this. Yeah, like the Tigers Guardian series is AIDS. Just like
they're both the same team.
They're the exact same team.
So there you go.
And they were the same team last year. Like, and they're going to do a chaos. Like, and Tigers have already said they're going to do a chaos game. And for those who don't know, chaos game means they're going to throw a different reliever every inning.
Did it last year.
Yeah, works out well.
They're going to do that. And the only other team that barely got in, which I don't think is any good, are the Reds. And they're against the Dodgers. And of course, they got their asses kicked in game 1. So yeah, I was going to say game 1 unders, which have been very good historically. And they were 3-1 yesterday. So there you go.
One more shout out to Trevor. I do not care how much you're up. I just don't ever respect your baseball opinions, just to be clear. Anyway, go. Right. Lay another -1 on one of your baseball bets. Then tell people about it.
I was going to ask about the game 1 takeaways in general. I know that we did a prop show for the entire postseason. Yeah, kind of anticlimactic for me. I gave out a best bet that won on the first day of the postseason, so I can kind of just take a nap now. Fastest pitch, 102.5. Shout out to Mason Miller, who threw 102.9 on his first fastball of the entire postseason. Took basically 4 pitches. So never in doubt there. That worked out. We'll see what happens for the rest of our stuff. But happy to hit that one at -180.
It's super weird. It was so weird that I didn't have that market.
Well,
you had to take that for me.
Yeah, but you remember when we were trying to do the actual batting and pitching stuff.
Yeah, you don't have pitchers.
I don't have pitching. I didn't have ERA. So, which I thought was kind of weird because you mentioned Rodon ERA over. I didn't have that market either. So it varies on state, which is a reminder, know some people in different states.
Yeah, dude, get outs. So, which kind of leads us to this. So there's a really, really good bet that's on ESPN that Scott cannot log into for whatever reason. And
I have some geolocation.
We're just figuring it out. But here's the point of it. It's like, look around at these weird markets. Scott kind of alluded to it, but look around at these different markets and find somebody to get down for you on these things. The Phillies are they are -140 to just make the LCS. They will be
for the record, that's to win 1 round.
To win the LDS, which will presumably be against the Dodgers. I would make them -107 favorites. But what's important to note is that there's a win total market on ESPN, which is team to get 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever wins in the postseason. Phillies are even money to get 3, which would mean so it's 3. It's Phillies are even money to win that division series, which I think is a good bet. Seattle, I think, is an even better bet for that because they're minus 210 to make the LCS on their side, and 4 wins, which would be winning their series +1, is minus 110. They are going to be against either the Guardians or the Tigers.
They'll be favored by a decent amount.
By probably minus 180, I would say.
Yeah, that's the number that popped into my head.
Yeah. So that would be that. Anyway, that's my point is that find some of these kind of fun markets and find ways to play things creatively when you do stuff. Like everybody's talking right now. So-and-so's outs and stuff are off the board. Quick hooks, man. I think unders, find some total unders.
By the way, fun fact that around 3 a.m., I interacted with Caesars customer support to ask when they would be grading the prop. They said after the postseason. So despite being a guaranteed win, you still have to wait about a month. But it's a guaranteed win, so it's fine. But that worked out. Kind of touch upon what you were saying, though. It's important to, 1, shop around. 2, have different options in different states because you might see different prop markets available in some states opposed to others. But it's why it's also important to find different books because you're mentioning a discrepancy or either just potentially bad math for one.
It's just incorrect math. It's like a 20% edge.
That's the point, though. So make sure you have as many options as possible to find good lines for you to exploit, and you found one. So that's another reason why you should always try to join new books because you never know how dumb the people behind the scenes are running it.
I agree.
So something to keep in mind there. Besides that, though, I know the last regular season episode was good for me. I went 2-0-1. A classic of, I'd say, episode by me where I didn't lose anything, but I am the Void King. And
you were 1-1. 2-0-1. I was
2-0-1. Yeah, I ended up voiding one of them. But a fun joke, by the way, is that I was already prepared to do my 3 props initially today, and I preemptively had 1 play void. So now we have 2 plays.
Yeah, we're both going to have 2 plays. It's also the play. I don't want to over.
No, we're forcing if we do an extra amount of plays. Yeah. But for the joke, the running bit of me being the Void King, I actually had another play void today because the Guardians announced their lineup about 20 minutes ago, and the guy that I picked was not playing. So a preemptive void to start the postseason slate. Anyway, before we get into the actual props for the Wednesday card, a reminder, you can also check out the merch store. We have a nice sale going on. Make sure to check it out.
Chris sale.
What?
I just made a joke.
A Chris sale joke. Okay, cool. Yeah. Point is, check out the merch store. Sorry, just caught me off guard there.
That's fine. It wasn't that funny.
That's fine. A quarter off everything in the merch store if you use the code football. So once again, if you want some baseball stuff for the MLB Gambling Podcast, Tennis Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast, check it out. But use the code football checkout for a quarter off everything in the merch store. Also see in the comments section, Helms actually tweeted at me, which he ended up repeating here. # Noel sucks. Yeah, his unders are
no Christmas phenomenal. This year. No Christmas this year.
No Christmas in October. 0-3 with 3 Ks. Trent Grisham, hold my beer. When
future ALCS MVP Trent Grisham, but yes.
It's a different series, but he was 0-4 with 4 Ks last night. So
by the way, strikeouts are not even up anymore. I just looked because I was looking at that because I was looking at maybe Kerry Carpenter. They're not even, unless we did it on. We might have to build our underdog around strikeouts.
I mean, we might have to because
which I don't hate.
I don't mind that either. But yeah, either way, point is that Noel was terrible. That's my all-time favorite fade. And Skubal shoved. Crochet shoved, Snell shoved, Fried shoved, all the starters shoved basically yesterday. Yep. So we'll see what happens moving forward for game 2. We'll move on into the props. So there you go.
I'll let you do yours first, only because my plumber is about to ask me something, so I'm going to mute myself.
That's fine. You can do that. All so for my first prop on the Wednesday card, I'm going to go to one of my favorite pitching fades here. Dylan Cease is on the mound against Chicago. I'm going to take his over 3.5 hits allowed at -121. That is on Novig, as a reminder, sponsor of the program. So we're going to give out some odds on Novig that are better than the market. But you're looking at Cease 3.5 hits allowed. It's a very short number. He's allowed at least 4 hits in 7 straight. He allowed 7 hits against the Cubs in the only meeting against them this season. And he's made 2 playoff starts recently, 2 last season with the Padres. He sucked. 5 innings total. 5 innings total, 10 hits allowed, 8 earned. I have no faith in him here in Wrigley. I think 3.5 hits. He might only go 5. That's fine. Give me the over 3.5 if it's allowed, though, at a good price, in my opinion, at -121. Thoughts on Cease?
We have Cease for over his earned runs because we know that he does not last long because he likes to paint. I got for the season, he's a little better than that. Let me Cease on the Cease away. Cease is.
He has not been good on the road.
5.28 ERA on the road.
No, he's really bad on the road.
His expected was 3.42, but like all his hard hit stuff sucks. It's funny because I do like the pods today, but I liked that under better. Like we'll see.
I don't mind the Padres today in general, but I think that it'll get in and out of trouble. I expect guys to get on base.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts on the Cubs there. So
agree.
Give me Cease over his hits allowed prop at 3.5 at -121. So now that the plumber's done asking you questions about the house, what do you like as your first prop for the Wednesday card?
All right. Well, we're going to go with, you guys know, so one of the great ways to find some pretty good value is to look at pitcher props. We're going to go with Yamamoto over 17.5 outs.
I heard rumors that guy's pretty good.
He's pretty good, and he's the workhorse, and there is a 0% chance that the Dodgers are handing this game over to a bullpen before the 7th inning.
Bullpen sucked yesterday too, and they were
right away. They immediately terrible like that. Look, he's over this in 7 of his last 10. He's just also been just general from a deep metric standpoint. He's his last 3 his last 3 at home. Let me bring him up. Last 3 at home on my Handigraphs board, which by the way, Handigraphs has all the playoff stuff. Expected ERA at 2.14, regular ERA of 1.04 his last 3 home starts, which is best of everybody starting today. Everything is red. The only thing that's not good is he gets a little bit behind in counts, which could matter for this. But when practicality speaking, the fact that when Snell left, they immediately gave up runs in that middle bullpen. And they know that Yamamoto can go 6. I do not see a world where they're like, yeah, let's try to do this sooner. I don't think Littell's going to be lights out or anything, but I think that the -108 is a great price for this.
Yeah, and on top of that, we think the Reds stink. Offensively, they woke up against the bad bullpen. The Reds haven't hit in a month. So it's not like this is a good offense that we're going to be fading right now. Like, we think this team stinks. I think they stink. I think they're the worst team in the postseason. I think they're worse than Detroit. I think they're worse than Cleveland. I think Cincinnati is not a good team. So. Yeah,
I think that they're not a good team. Seeing Trevor again trying to hit me back on the 16.5. Yeah, it's the same, going to be the same thing. Like, so big thing for everybody. When you are betting Ks, this is why your -1 bet is one of the worst bets ever. Do not ever take that bet. At 16.5 versus 17.5, these kind of things, guys, here's the deal. The reality is that if you like somebody to go over a prop, they're going over the prop.
You're not picking them to barely.
You're not picking a guy to barely go over a prop. It's and in football, the equivalent to this is if you like 3.5 to 5.5, you need the same thing on the final drive. You need a touchdown. 3 and under, you need a field goal. So whether or not so that's why people will bet outrights instead of that under. Anyway, done with that on my soapbox. Look. This Reds team, whoever was going to get the 6th seed is AIDS.
I mean, I would have picked the Dodgers against all these teams anyway that were in the running, but the Reds, I think, are a team that snuck in not because they're really good. And I see TY saying the same thing. They got him because the Mets fell apart. In Arizona too.
Yeah, so, I agree. Yep.
Do want to ask you, though, because I mentioned it on the other show that I did with Mal earlier today, actually, this morning. We did a show for the Wednesday game previews. I mentioned it as my dog. I know we had a bit of a debate about it via text message this morning. I see Adam mentioning the Yamamoto win play at +120. I know you weren't as into it as I was because you're not the biggest fan of the actual win prop.
It's just because you need more things to happen. Also his 17.5 being basically even money. It was kind of like, if some world exists where they're tied or some weird stuff happens later, I don't want to have to sweat.
I get it. It was more just conceptually wondering why Yamamoto, the home team pitcher, is +120 for a win when the run line for the entire home team in the game is -120.
Well, didn't they score another 5 runs off the Reds bullpen?
Well, that's also assuming that Littell's not going to get his ass kicked in the game today, which is not a guarantee at all. I mentioned it as my dog at 120. I just thought a 40-cent differential between the starting pitcher win who he thinks going to have a decent amount of outs and lengthen the start, compared to minus 120 for the home team run line. I thought 40 cents difference was just weird for me. So that was kind of one thing I noticed regarding those comparison price points. But wanted to bring it up because I saw Adam mention it. That was my dog for the MLB show this morning because I thought it was just a good price. But I understand why if you don't want to take it. But I kind of just wanted to talk about it on the air because we talked about it via text message. Thought it was just a good talking point. So
yeah, no, it's the same cap. I'm just not a big fan of win because it's really win is effectively a 3-leg parlay.
It's basically first 5 with the full game with
the pitcher to go at least X number of outs.
At least 14 and a half outs.
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right, I get it. I get what you mean. I think the Dodgers bury him anyway, so it's kind of trying to find.
No, I get it, and it's fine. I just we need both these things to happen, and the cap's the same.
Yeah, it's fine. But I'm basically finding a way to potentially get a riskier discount on the Dodgers to just beat the Reds again tonight. That was kind of my logic there. Anyway, before we get into our second props each for the show, a reminder that we are brought to you by our sponsor, MyBookie.ag, using to bet on football, baseball, of course. Use a prop builder second to none. No matter simple, bet anything, anywhere, anytime. Use crypto for deposits and payouts when you sign up for your new account. Use code SGPN for 100%. Bet back bonus $500 to new customers. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, which is America's #1 sports research market. We mentioned a couple of lines from Novig already on this show. But a reminder, it's an exchange. You get some great prices in the market available in 35 plus states. And a reminder, you use the Novig app and get $50 and you spend just $5. If you use the promo code SGPN, so once again on the actual Novig, promo code SGPN for a nice promo. Spend $5, get $50 of bonus money. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through the first couple props that we have for the Wednesday card. Time to move on into the second prop that we have. I'm going first this time because we changed the order. So I'm not used to going first here.
Can you put Helms' comment on there for one last bullying of Trevor? I see Helms with a very, very good comment. There it is.
Minus one bet.
Yeah, -1 bet. It's literally the worst bet in sports.
We've talked about it before.
Absolute pussy.
The -1 hatred I completely co-sign. I think
if you do nothing else, Trevor, fine on your other stuff. Stop betting -1. Bet either not to bat in the bottom of the ninth, or bet the money line, or bet the run line. Stop giving that out and touting that bet.
I think that the -1 is a really bad bet.
It's legitimately a bad math bet. It's a terrible bet.
Yeah, at least once again, I can co-sign all that stuff with the -1. I think it's a really bad play. But anyway, moving on to the second prop that I have for the show. I am going to go to a play involving the Yankees as they take on the Red Sox. I'm going to go with Cody Bellinger. I'm going to take his over half a single at -105. He's been great. And when it comes to hitting singles, he had one in the ninth inning against Chapman yesterday. He's had at least one single in 8 of his last 9, at least one single in 14 of his last 20 home games. And Bayo is pitching for Boston, and he's been good against them. He's reached base 5 times in 11 plate appearances against Bayo, but he's been good in Yankee Stadium, been good overall. Bellinger, yes, he has power, also contact, and he's been showing it lately. -105. Give me Bellinger to get a single.
I like that Arsenal bet, by the way, Joe. Or Arsenal score in both halves. If you're going to take -2. Sorry. Yeah. You and I like Bellinger. The only reason I stayed off him for RBI leader and some of the things like that was because of his form was a little bit weird lately that I didn't love, but I love Bellinger and that's good. And then, you and I have a platonic bet that is based off what I would like to call the Padres version of Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. So Padres, Cody Bellinger, regular Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. Padres, Cody Bellinger is Fernando Tatis.
Yeah. So what was the price on Tatis?
I haven't said it yet, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But that's going to segue into your prop because you have a pretty similar play to me involving.
Yeah, I have a couple. Tatis. So that one's a platonic one. We're going to talk about that in a second. The other one I had is, first we can pitcher things. Wait, Scott. So your 2 right now are
my 2 Cody? Right now are Cease over 3.5 it's allowed, and Bellinger single.
Yep. D Johnson asking about the over walks. Don't hate it. But if you're gonna bet that, take the over ERA bet that we took, kind of in my opinion. But I just don't know because on some of the hooks, the Padres would love to get to their bullpen fast. They love that. That's their goal. They would much rather have things go to their bullpen than use any of their starters.
By the way, I do want to quickly point out, Trevor, it is not a reduced money line bet because if they win by 1, you don't win.
You don't win.
So it's not a reduced money line bet. You should just take the -1.5. You're basically taking an Asian handicap of the money line
on a sport that doesn't do Asian handicaps.
Basically what you're doing. So like it's not reduced money line because you don't win if they win by 1 run.
Right. There's
that's kind of the point.
There is no tie in baseball. So football there is.
So there we go. Point is, Trevor, we're trying to one day we're hoping you'll just agree to stop doing it.
Wake up and realizing
just stop betting the -1s in baseball.
Stop betting that bet.
Stop doing it.
All right. So now that all being said, I'm just kind of sorry, guys. I was doing a quick Google search on Trump because, as we know, Michael Bush, also a MAGA guy.
Well, I knew Shaw was. I wasn't sure if Bush was.
Oh, Shaw. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. You know what? Everybody on that Cubs team is the same. So didn't know if we wanted to take Shaw and something else, but we won't. Look, but we are going to go early game because that starts in an hour or two. Tanner Bybee under 1.5 earned runs, -119. It's so one elimination game, but I don't think it's going to matter here. He's been absolutely awesome, especially at home. 2.11 ERA, just all of his barrel, all of his stuff's done. This the Tigers team, we've discussed this ad nauseum, but they are AIDS. Which is the third time I've said that a team is AIDS. But against righties, literally, would you like to know how many guys in their last 30 plate appearances on this Tigers team have a sub 180 batting average in their last 30 plate appearances against right-handed pitching? Take a guess.
Okay, it's going to be a lot because that team can't hit, and they were
over under.
I was going to say 11.
No, in the batting lineup, not the roster. So over under. Give me over under 7.5.
I'm assuming it was going to be 8. So
it was 8.
I was going to say over.
It's 8. The only one who doesn't is Spencer Torkelson.
My guess would have been it. My guess, if you said only starting lineup, I would have said 8.
Javi Baez 172, Kerry Carpenter 138, Dylan Dingler 207, but it's actually an actual batting average.
Dingler was so bad yesterday with guys on base.
Torres 185, Green 185, Perez 115. This team's terrible.
They're really bad. We said really both teams are the same team. They can't hit. It's just an ugly matchup. Fun prop I wanted to ask you about, by the way, unrelated.
Anyway, but just to close the loop on this, he's done it twice against them this year, and he's been great.
I wanted to ask you, though, about potential fun prop for that Guardians and Tigers game. Thoughts on extra innings at plus 650?
What's the odds on no home run?
It was lower than the odds with Scooball yesterday.
Really?
It was plus 420 on FanDuel this morning.
I almost like that more.
I'm just throwing out fun ideas here because we think these teams are the same, and I think every game might be a one-run game. We might see 3-2 as the score in almost every game.
We have the alt-under in this game.
I know we do.
So
I saw 650. I just thought I'd throw it out there as a fun, dart throw.
By the way, I like the over in the Yankees game.
So that was my lock for the MLB show. So
actually,
rewind there.
Are we up when we get to Platonic? I'm looking.
Well, I mean, this is all Platonic conversation.
So Platonic. Oh, then let me wait.
Wait. So what officially was your second prop? The Bybee.
Officially, it was Bybee under 1.5.
All right, cool. So you want to just move on to Platonic now?
Yeah, let's go to Platonic. Platonic is going to vibe. It's vibe coding.
That's fine.
That's what we're doing.
So I was going for more along the lines of a bolder approach with some dart throws for the Guardians game, because we think every game's going to be a rock fight. Both teams can't score. We had the no home run in game 1 with Scooball at plus 440, which is hilarious. And that game's total was 6. And you had 3 runs, and on one of them, the ball left the infield. The other 2, the ball was in the infield. So, that worked out well. I think somebody will hit a home run today. I think somebody hangs something, but 420 I don't hate for a price there. I think extras is fun.
Extras is fun. We could do that.
It might be a donation, but $650 I just thought was a pretty fun price.
No, it's a fun price for extras. Because I think it's fun. How many times did they go to extras last year? In this
I have to check, but
it felt like every game, almost every game.
Well, I know Mal pulled up the stat on the MLB show this morning, which was, I believe they've played, I think it's 8 straight games against each other that have finished below 7 runs. So nobody can score. Like, you're just looking at what could be a rock fight like we saw in game one. And game one not going extras was kind of brutal because Ramirez got thrown out in between third and home plate. So I think it makes sense. If you don't see much of a difference between these teams, which we don't, 650 is my thought there. So there you go. What do you like for Platonic?
So I'm going to add this one. I kind of like this. Red Sox and Yankees, both teams score 3 runs at plus 125.
I like the over. So yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm going to take that. I'm going to throw on that. That's on DK, so I'm taking that one. I like that more than the over. So to be clear, I like that a lot more than the over. But Platonic wise, the we could call him Padres Cody Bellinger because he doesn't really have any power anymore and he's always high. Fernando Tatis Jr. Gonna take a single. Got a little bit of Scott in my system. Anyway, it's minus 108 on I took it for. Oh, here's Troy Chewing coming in hot. So the reason why I like Tatis for this, and let me kind of.
Well, he's been great against Imanaga, so that helps.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kittredge is technically started.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying in general, the bulk is going to be most likely Imanaga.
Right, but either way, I just feel good about it, just based on the fact that if you look, so Tatis has a couple barrels. He's been hitting the best on the team lately. But when you have bullpen games like this, when you have an opener, it kind of softens the ball and the approach a little bit because this is kind of how the Tigers do stuff. It's chaos. You totally throw things at each other nonstop. So I do like it. Neither Kittredge nor Shota are like hard throwing guys. So it doesn't really lend itself to the same kind of like match. If he gets a double, so be it. But the reason why I love it, I mean, he's like 6 out of his last 10, he's had a single against any pitcher. 5 out of his last 10 against lefties. He's got 3 of them against Shota. Against righties, 7 out of his last 10, he's had that. So low scoring game that we liked, single, even money. It's better that his bases is plus 138. I just don't, and him to get a hit is a minus 215, right? So I think this is a little bit of a better way to get that.
I did want to ask you, though, because I was actually looking at this last night, and it would have been a brutal beat yesterday. I didn't bet it. I thought about Volpe stolen base at like 6-1 yesterday, and he got second base on a third engagement by Chapman.
Oh, I saw, with Chapman.
So there wasn't a stolen base. He got robbed of the stolen base because
I don't want to even be reminded about how poorly those 5 outs went.
It was so bad.
That was really bad. That was just bad managing. You had a 41-year-old relief pitcher on the ropes.
Yeah. It was a mess. But the Yankees fell apart.
And they didn't. When did they not pinch it? They should have pinched it. I don't
know how Rice never came off.
That's what I just. How did Rice not get there in that game?
And you could say, well, he's a lefty, whatever. Yeah, then sub him in for literally Austin Wells. Grisham as the final at bat, who was 0-for-3 with 3 Ks. You could have thrown him in at any point.
You could have thrown him for any of those guys. I completely agree.
I thought leaving Caballero in to bat in the 8th inning was also pretty bad. I know it's righty lefty, but come on. Like the thing
is that righty lefty splits don't really matter anymore. Like they don't. Like most complete hitters are
they matter
fine.
To a couple of guys, but for the most part,
the guys who we fade, it matters. But the reality of the situation is that Kyle Schwarber hit most of his home runs this year off of lefty.
It's also based on talent. I'd rather have a good lefty against a lefty than a bad righty against a lefty. Like
Jock Peterson, I'm not doing it. But
but for talented players, you have Jazz there, you have Rice, you have a couple options, but we're kind of going off track here. The thing is, I was looking at stolen bases yesterday, and I saw Volpe was 6-1, and Crochet has really not been good at holding runners, and yet Volpe got robbed of a stolen base against Chapman.
Yeah,
Rodon's pitching.
That didn't even start.
Yeah, he didn't start at all. He came in as a defensive replacement in the 9th inning. But I was going to ask you about weird. I was going to ask you about Rodon.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Trevor Story's stolen base. That was like 475.
That's a bonkers.
And he stole one yesterday, which is unrelated.
Likely, I think the problem is that they're up a game. I think they're less likely to take those chances. The Yankees are highly likely to start stealing some bases.
Yeah, I was looking at running game stuff. I don't remember if Bayo had anything that jumped off the page.
In fact, we should how much is Tatis?
Bayo's run games, by the way, is a -2. So he's not great holding runners, but
Tatis to steal a base is 450.
Yeah. Like Imanaga, though, is really, really good at holding runners.
Fair. Okay.
Except unless you think he steals one against Kittredge, but then you're kind of threading the needle there. But Imanaga's +5 in the run game. Like, he's a really good pitcher at holding runners. But I was going to ask you about Rodon, because Rodon this year has not been as bad as he was in previous years. Still a -4.
People are running a lot less.
Still a -4. But the thing is, you're mentioning balls being up a game. I don't know if that matters. I don't have a pitcher for tomorrow. They might just try to take this.
They have early.
Yeah, my point, though. They're throwing in a random rookie to go because
he's really good. He's been
correct.
Really good.
But Giolito died, and you want to end it as soon as possible. So
right. So, but I hear you, but
I just think Cora
what's the situation? So here's the thing.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Stealing bases. Here's the thing. We both like the over, right?
Yes.
That doesn't lend itself to stealing bases because stealing bases is a manufacturing runs type of thing.
Yeah.
This is really where I wish that we hadn't killed.
I get it, but the point I'm trying to make, though, is that I think Cora is smart enough to instill a game plan involving running on Rodon. And if you're using Rice as your catcher, he can't throw either. So I think there's an angle somewhere.
But so here, the last pushback is
fine.
Catcher has nothing to do with the thing because the pop times between the best and the worst are a fraction.
Well, the point is, I'm also mentioning Rodon's also a -4 at holding runners. So Rodon's bad at holding runners in the first place.
Do you want okay?
I'm just throwing out ideas. I think Boston's stolen bases.
I like this. I like this. So let me just see what story. I like Trevor's story too right now.
Story's been good in general. Stole a base yesterday. If you care.
Have you looked at his history against Rodon?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I know. It's not great.
So if anything, it would be the stolen base. So who's batting ahead of him?
I was going to pull up the order, but I see Story stolen base now is 425. Just out of, if anybody was curious, which I think has some value. But Bregman's above him. You have Ref Snyder behind him. I mean, I think Rafael is.
Bregman will be on base. You could reasonably assume Bregman would be on base.
Do you have Duran numbers against Rodon in front of you?
Yeah, he's awful. Like worse than Story. 16 at bats. He's batting 125.
His stolen base
really bad.
His stolen base is plus 542 though.
That's the thing that you need to know is like, who is someone going to be on base ahead of Story? Is the issue. Story's batting 5th or 4th?
Story's batting 3rd.
He's batting 3rd?
Yeah, Bregman.
So he's batting. So it's Duran, Bregman, Story.
No, Duran's batting like 8th.
That's what I thought. So I would rather Duran.
It's going to be Romy most likely. Romy, Bregman, and Story.
This is such a joke lineup.
Well, they get gimmicky against lefties.
Yeah.
But I mean, Rafael has been god awful. But I'm thinking of anybody
just about
on
if someone's on there because it sounds like you're almost capping it for because Bregman. None of these guys are good at
realistically. I'm capping it based on a team stolen base prop that doesn't exist anymore.
I know that we killed last year.
That's the problem because Rodon doesn't hold runners, and Boston I think will be aggressive at exploiting it because they have been in the past.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't mind it.
I kind of ended up on Story.
Wait, I have an idea. You want to parlay it with extra innings? That's such
a degen play. Do we have any free bets of any kind?
We do. Yeah, we have a free bet of mine. You want to do that?
Well, what's the size on that?
We have like $115 free bet, but we can use part of it on this, and then we can use the rest on.
Oh, you can actually break it down. I thought you could.
Yeah. You want to do that?
That's fine. Do 25 each.
Where did you say the?
It's in game props usually.
Okay.
That was on FanDuel that had the.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. This is so degen. This is such a degen.
Play, but it's so fun.
Wait, I really don't see extra innings.
For FanDuel, it's in the popular section. Scroll to the bottom.
Scroll to the bottom. Okay, extra innings. Okay, yes, 660.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you want to do
Story?
Yeah, that was your gut.
Well, do you prefer Story? Do you prefer Duran? Or you prefer? I mean, Rafael is god awful, but
no, let's do Story. You liked it.
He stole a bunch of base in the regular season.
That's fine. 400. Okay, so this is. I'm gonna do. Oh wow, my bonus bet keeps going up. Interesting.
Okay.
All right. So $50. We're gonna use a bonus bet on this. It's 50 to win $1,800.
Sure, that's great. 25 to win 900 each.
I mean, it doesn't cost you anything because
no.
Yeah. So it's okay.
I'm saying if people wanted to ride along, it's 25 to
those just joining. Detroit Tigers, Guardians, yes, extra innings. Trevor Story record a stolen base. 3,700.
I'm telling you, Rodon, I think, is going to allow a couple of stolen bases.
That was the best. So. You and I are a WNBA series away from cashing a free roll of $1,000 either way, and we just used a free bet on one of the most degenerate things that you. We
also added another future that I did secretly behind your back, which now involves MLS action.
Oh, it's great! And I did a secret one. I was like, guys, guess what? We have Mercury future.
Yeah, that's 53-1 for an MLS thing. So yeah, we get creative when it comes to the
very creative on these things. Okay, cool.
Anything else you want to add for Platonic, or you think we're good?
No, I love that Boston the Yankees both teams to score 3. I think that was
that's a very good price as well. So there you go. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for Platonic. Before we get into the best bets that we have in the Underdog entry, reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Underdog Fantasy. So you can use them to play fantasy pick'em. We're gonna give out an entry in a few minutes with the 5 times your entry. Pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. They have different sports also. They have tennis. They have esports, MMA. You can think of anything you want, and they basically have it. But you can also use their new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $100 bonus funds. Use promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. We're off to a great start in college football and NFL. They have a leaderboard system with weekly cash prizes, tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type for an amount that you build, and you can win $1K. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for a quarter off first month. Download the Rhythm app. Once again, promo code SGPN25. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through our props and a bunch of DGen action in the Platonic section. Time to move on into the best bets. Adam, we used to have a 33% chance of guessing which was going to be our best bet. Now it's 50-50. So I'm going to guess your best bet is Bybee.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So I won. Tails never fails. I won the coin flip.
My guess is that yours is going to be, you hate Dylan Cease. So I'm going to guess that it's Dylan Cease.
I do hate Dylan Cease. That is correct. I think 3.5 is just too low. I know the wind's blowing in heavily in Wrigley today, but it's a contact thing. I just think that he gives up too much contact. And the fact is the Cubs offense, I know, wasn't amazing in game 1. They can put bats on balls against this pitcher. So I think I said before, he allowed 7 hits against them earlier this year. So I think it's a good spot for Cease to struggle. Give me Cease over on his hits allowed.
I'm going to tweet out, or I'm going to give this. I'll give this to you, and you can tweet out the bonus, the literal bonus play that we just gave out. I mean, everyone heard it. So like our whole thing of
it's so degen that it's hilarious. And if it wins, we take the victory lap of a lifetime.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Here, you can put this out on the MLB account.
Yeah, we'll do.
Okay,
I'll do that. But anyway, moving on to Underdog. You have any thoughts on?
I kind of want to go with some K's on here. Can Kerry Carpenter for sure.
Do you see those swings he had, by the way, yesterday?
He's not a good player.
I can't even describe his last at bat because it looked like he was just half-assing every swing. Like he forgot how to check a swing. It was really weird watching Carpenter swing the bat yesterday. I know he had an RBI single. The other bats were atrocious. For Carpenter yesterday.
Okay, so he's got a 50% K rate in his last 5 games. Let's do him. Let's do Freddie Fermin to have a K.
Yeah.
He stinks. He's not even listed. What about Torque?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Can Torque give us a strike? Torque 2Ks is
well, we're setting up basically for Bybee strikeouts, so that's kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah. I would rather. Do you want Torque 2K? I would take Torque 2Ks. Would you? Yeah, 40% K rate. We'll do that.
I'm just saying, unrelated. Are we segueing ourselves or negotiating ourselves?
No, we can't do any more because we can't because we can't have 2. We can only have 2 in the same game. So let's pick another.
Oh no, I'm saying unrelated. Are you like soft launching a potential Bybee strikeout ladder, or am I reading into this?
No, because I just don't know if you'll go deep. So.
That's fine. I was just asking because we're mentioning a bunch of strikeout guys. Okay.
No, that's good. So we could do those, and then do you want to do who's been good?
I mean, do you want to just use Cease 3.5 hits?
We can't do it all in the same.
It's not the same game.
Wait, do you want to do the? Well, hold on. Do you want to do? The Yamamoto? Want to do the Yamamoto fantasy points?
Yes, I do.
All right,
because you can get a win on that too. Win counts.
This is really low, but it's Kerry Carpenter. It's a 4.71, but whatever.
It's fine.
For the people.
Prices don't mean anything anyway.
Kerry Carpenter to have a strikeout. Spencer Torkelson to have 2 strikeouts. Higher 1.5 batter strikeouts, and then Yamamoto higher 40.5 fantasy points.
Sure.
Cool.
Sign me up.
Done.
All right. That is going to wrap it up for the show. Anyway, a reminder that we already did a morning show before this for the Wednesday games. The actual 5 p.m. record time is kind of over because we have games going on the entire day. So we're going to be kind of all over the place. I have a show with Dylan later today at 9 p.m. for the Thursday games. So we might be breaking down the Dodgers Game 3 that doesn't actually exist. So that's going to be pretty fun. But either way, a reminder, you can find myself at Twitter at Reichel Radio. You can find him on Twitter at Hey Rosenberg. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bats. Bye, everyone.